Hello, you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy yourself. This is the VG247 Bulletcast for what day is it? It's Thursday, August 18th. I sincerely hope it's the third day of Gamescom. It feels like it's been a million years. We have lots of good content. Kicking off with a preview from Alex. He saw a demo of Aliens Colonial Marines at Gamescom, and he had a chat with Gearbox's Brian Martell. Spoiler, it sounds pretty great. It's been a long time brewing though, so it ought to be. Also on the ground, Johnny and Pat had a chat with Shuhei Yoshida, the head of Sony's Worldwide Studios. He, as usual, said a bunch of really interesting things. He talked a little bit about Vita and the 3DS, the price cut to the PS3, and also he said that The Last Guardian wasn't coming along as well as could be expected, so you should probably go and read that. In other news, Blizzard showed off Diablo 3's Inferno mode at Gamescom. I'm not sure if they've actually mentioned this before, but this is the first time they've really gone into any detail on it. It's going to be harder than the 3 difficulty modes that were included in Diablo 2. It's also going to have exclusive gear, but it'll be spread out over more than one mission, unlike Diablo 2. And the enemies will always be a little bit stronger than you, so it won't be cruisy at all. Just staying with Blizzard for a little bit because they've been a bit chatty. They said they're very, very serious about Diablo 3 on consoles. So, I mean, that's still not an announcement, but getting close. And also the Diablo 3 beta is still on for September, in case you were wondering. Scrolling. Alright, Battlefield 3 is not going to have split screen for co-op multiplayer. That's a bit sad. I mean, it is a PC-focused franchise, which is kind of bad news. To be fair, everything else about the co-op sounds awesome, so do read that and see the rest of the details. Speaking of the BF3, it won Best of Gamescom, which is a fairly coveted trophy. EA got 4 wins in total, so they're probably quite happy over there at EA HQ, wherever that is. In DRM news now, Bethesda has elected to use Steamworks for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I mean, that's going to be a massive PC release, so it's good. Steamworks is one of the ones that is kind of popular. There are less people who hate that than the other options. Unlike Ubisoft's Always On, that's really unpopular with the PC crowd. And interestingly, they've taken it out of Driver San Francisco, so that's kind of cool. We'll just stay with PC gaming for a sec. Modern Warfare 3 is going to have dedicated servers. That's really excellent news. A lot of people really, really passionate about having dedicated servers, especially if they're into competitive play. I mean, it's particularly good in Australia because our pings to everywhere else on peer-to-peer is just appalling. BioWare is asking Mass Effect fans to vote again on Femshep's appearance. So they've settled down on a facial structure and a hairstyle, and now they want to know what colour you'd like her hair to be. So you should go to the Mass Effect 2 Facebook page, and you should vote for the redhead. The full tech specs, or as near as we're going to get, have been released for the PlayStation Vita. So you can go and look at that if you like numbers and letters in strange combinations. It has got 512 megabyte of RAM, which was the rumour last week. Activision publishing boss Eric Hirschberg has fired up about what he's called EA's public mudslinging on Modern Warfare 3. So he reckons it's okay to say that your game is going to win, but it's not okay to say that somebody else's is going to lose. I don't actually recall EA making that claim, because to say that Modern Warfare 3 is not going to sell would be bonkers. Maybe they're feeling a bit insecure over there. Anyway, they're both going to sell like unicorn flavoured hotcakes, so it's all a bit silly. Crossing to EA's other public feud now, Valve founder Gabe Newell has said that he really wants to see EA's games back on Steam, and he thinks they're going to be able to work it out, so that's good news. I'm sure they'll reconcile, and that will be good for everybody. Nintendo surprised us a little bit yesterday as they announced a hardware revision for the Wii. It's a little bit smaller. It's somewhat less fetching, I would say, personally. But probably the most important bit is it's not got GameCube backwards compatibility. So if you really love playing games that require GameCube peripherals, like that one with the congas, you probably want to go and get an old Wii before the new one rolls out and replaces it everywhere. It's probably cheaper to manufacture, I imagine. In other Nintendo news, it's listed The Last Story and Pandora's Tower for European release. And that's interesting because that means the whole trio of Operation Rainfall JRPGs is confirmed for European release. They must all be localized. So cross your fingers for the US contingent that we buy enough of it and they get it eventually. And finally, last headline, an analyst has predicted that Australian game prices are finally going to drop and reach kind of international standard after X many gazillion years of being ridiculously inflated. So enjoy my import dollar while it lasts, England. Everything else we've got is basically assets, and there will be more coming tonight. There's a nice trailer for Assassin's Creed Revelations, which is all in-game. And it's got Altair in it. There's also one for Guild Wars 2, that we're very excited about that. A presentation trailer for Black Knight Sword, which is a new side-scrolling thing from Grasshopper Manufacture, and therefore instantly very interesting. And we have millions and millions of screens for everything. I'm not going to list them all. We do have some mega dumps up for Ubisoft, Konami, and Sega, so you can see a lot of things very quickly if that's your thing. Okay, I'll finish. Don't forget to tune in later today for the Namco Bandai presser. They've got some amazing properties to show. I mean, Dark Souls, of course, but also Armored Core 5. That's also from Software, who are also behind Steel Battalion. So, robots everywhere. Mechs, sorry, what a mistake, faux pas. We've also got some pretty great content coming in later today from our team on the ground, and even our team on the train, because Pat's now somewhere between Germany and France at high speed, and still working. That's his thing. So like I said yesterday, don't look away. Never look away from VG247. You don't need to go anywhere else. We have everything. Alright, see you tomorrow for the last time.